What it do, YouTube? It's the OG Mr. Mont. Back at y'all with another video. This video is gonna be about probably the most, in my opinion, the most toxic subject in boxing. The most talked about subject in boxing, and that's Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford. And the negotiations, them trying to finally get this fight made. Now, the reports are that they're in some type of secret negotiations without any middlemen or anything like that. They're supposedly talking to one another, and you know they're not using any middlemen. They're negotiating their own terms. And now I do understand that this is content. People are gonna make content off of stuff like this, but the subject of Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. negotiation has grown tiresome to me. Now, I don't think I've made any videos on that negotiation. I may have mentioned a few things, about the negotiation. Now, I want to say that I'm a huge Errol Spence Jr. fan. He's my favorite fighter. And I love to watch Terence Crawford fight. I think he's, one of the best fighters in the world. But, even if Errol Spence Jr. is my favorite fighter, I've grown tired of him and Terence Crawford and the talks of these negotiations. And when I say I've grown tired of Errol, I put him in the category of Terence Crawford when it comes to their interaction with the people who really support them. I said in a video that Terence Crawford he shows disdain for YouTubers. He has a hatred for YouTubers, and he even though he has all these YouTube channels that are dedicated to him, it's almost like he doesn't care. He lumps all the YouTube channels, even the ones that that are dedicated to him, he lumps them all together. And he don't show none of them no love. And with Errol Spence Jr., I just think that he's not giving us anything. And I do understand. I've seen where Errol Spence Jr. Anytime he's on social media, he can be talking about something else, and somebody will just come into his comment section and start insulting him and talking about him ducking Bud Crawford, and he's a duck this and he's a duck that, and he pretty much ignores it. But I just think that I get the feeling that Errol Spence Jr. he lumps all the YouTube channels together as well, when there are channels out there that are dedicated to Errol Spence Jr. And like I said, Errol Spence Jr., Terence Crawford, Deontay Wilder, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, so forth and so on. These people have YouTube channels that are dedicated to them, and really be keeping their name afloat. But And when I say Errol ain't really giving us nothing, you know, it'd be nice if Errol would come on and say, man, you know, I appreciate the fans, and you know, I can't really say anything right now, but I got something in the works. So, you know, just reassure us that he got something big coming up. That's the issue. The only issue I have with Errol Spence Jr. I'm not saying he needs to come out and, you know, tell us his business, because I know he can't. But, you know, just reassure your fan base. Because like I said, this channel's out here, man, that's dedicated to you guys. I mean, I just think about guys like Deontay Wilder and Bill Haney. Deontay Wilder, the channels that are dedicated to Deontay Wilder, he showed them love. He showed them love. Bill Haney, he go on every channel he can, you know, to promote his son. He show all the channels love. But, you know, Terence Crawford act like he hate YouTubers. And I'm not saying that EJ hate YouTubers, but I mean, he done made some disparaging remarks about YouTubers. You know, I don't know what he meant by it, but, you know, I just think that, you know, like I said before, you got all these big networks like ESPN who who barely mention boxing or boxers. But then when it comes down to it, they'll give them an interview. And I know it's probably something that they have to do, but I mean, unless it's something that's in their contract that they can't say anything, then I mean, you know, you should at least give your fan base something to hang their hat on. All of you guys. But anyway, you know, that was just something I want, you know, that I've always been thinking about. I just think that these boxers who have these dedicated fan bases, you know, they don't really vibe with who really rock with them. Some of them do, but most of them don't. But now, you know, as I was saying, as far as Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. doing some secret negotiations, if I was the fan base, I wouldn't buy into that, man. When that fight is announced and the date is announced and all that stuff, that's when I would, you know, I start getting excited about this fight. But until then, man, you know, people making all these videos about you know, these guys negotiating with each other, you know, without any management or any type of people talking for them, you know, I wouldn't buy into that crap, man. I wouldn't buy into it at all. You know, like I said, I understand that it's content for a lot of people, but man, I'm almost over this fight, man. If the fight is made, oh yeah, I'll definitely watch it. But I'm not sitting back wondering when Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. gonna fight. I mean, I'm almost to the point where, like I said, I don't care anymore whether they fight. If the fight is made, then, you know, maybe my excitement will build back up, and, you know, I'll start talking more about it. But at this point, man, you know, I'm like, who gives a crap, man? Who gives a crap whether they in negotiations talking and trying to make the fight? Make the fight, and then come talk to me. I don't care about all that behind the scenes nonsense. I don't care about none of the politics. And at this point, I don't care who ducking who. I mean, And you know, like I said, and I do understand that people are making content off of this stuff. People are making money off of this stuff. And you know, some people, this is the only thing they make content off. And for those people who only make content off of Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr., I would suggest that you start making content on other fighters as well, because in the next couple of years, both of those guys are probably going to retire. And what are you going to do then? You're going to be just like all those Manny Pacquiao fans who disappeared after he lost to Floyd Mayweather. So, you know, that's just a suggestion. Better start talking boxing and just stop talking about particular fighters. But anyway, you know that's really all I got on the subject. I just think that you know, it's just really something for people to make content about. I don't think it's no credence to it, and even if it is, until the fighters announce, I just don't give a crap. You know, it is what it is. But that's all I got. You guys tell me what you think down in the comment section. It's your OG Mr. Mont. Salute to the mighty LDBC, and I'm out.